Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the 1%er podcast. It's your host, Sam Bakhtiar, and today I want to talk about a topic called leadership and what it takes for you to become a 1% leader. Now, there's my favorite quote that is a saying that says that you get what you tolerate in life. Think about that. Let that sink for a second. You get what you tolerate in life. When I first got into business, I was just trying to be a friend to everybody. I was trying to please every single person out there. And what I was doing at the end of the day, nobody was happy with me. I wasn't pleasing nobody. Bill Cosby said that he doesn't know the sure way to success, but the sure way to failure is trying to please everybody. And nothing can be further from the truth. So let me ask you a question. Are you trying to be everything to everybody? Are you trying to please everybody? And at the end of the day, it seems like no matter what you do, nothing goes your way. Nobody's really happy with you. Well, if that's you, this is the right podcast, because I did that for many years. And then I figured out that I wasn't attracting the right people. And I was actually pushing away the right people and attracting the wrong people. And if that's you, I want you to listen up. Listen, as a leader of your company, as a leader of your household, your main goal is to elevate, is inspire, and help other people in your family and your inner circle to be their highest self. If you're not doing that, you're doing them a disservice. But here's the problem. Most people, they don't like to ruffle any feathers. They don't want to ruffle any waters. Man, all they want to do is just, they want to go by and they really don't want to call anything out. And here's what you have to understand. In business and in life, nothing is a big deal till you make it a big deal. And if you're someone who just goes by and say, hey, well, good is good enough, that's okay. Well, this is the only way that it's going to be. And guess what? After a while, nothing's going to go the way you want it. So it's up to you to set standards. It's up to you to elevate the standards for everybody and make sure everybody raise their standards around you. So as a leader, you set the standards and you have to keep everybody accountable to those standards around you. Now, let me give you an example. So a couple of years ago, I walked into the gym. And one of the most important things for a front desk to do is what? The front desk has to greet the client, be present, call the client by their first name, and check people in. At this particular day, when I walked in, not only I wasn't greeted, and I'm the owner of the company, the front desk was just sitting on the desk, looking the other way. I was eating her meal prep. Most of the time, most leaders will be like, well, she's just taking a lunch break. It's okay not to say anything. But guess what? I made a big deal out of it because we set the standard and there's an expectation for you and everybody else around you. My entire team knows this, that I love them and I care for them. And part of me caring for them is to make sure that I hold them to the highest standard, not only for themselves, but for everybody around them. And as a leader of my family, I have two beautiful daughters, I have a beautiful wife. It's up to me to set the standards for my children. It's up to me to let them know what they can do, what they can achieve. And for me, it's really easy for a father, for them to come in and, to say what? Bailey, Haley, why don't you just go over there, get an iPad, relax. Hey, don't come talk at the table. Do whatever you want. That's a sucker way of out. That's a sucker way of dealing with their children and just like pacifying everything. It's very hard when I sit down with them like, hey, I didn't tell you to get up from the dinner table. I need you to go clean up your room. I need you to go wash the dishes. Hey, Bailey, I need you to sit down here and be present. No phones, no iPads. Dinner table is dinner table. That's hard to do. It's hard for me to call out anything that doesn't go up to our standards in our organization. For example, if somebody sends me a video, that's not done correctly. If something is not done correctly at all in our organization, it's up to me to call it out. It's up to me to let them know that it's not up to our standards and to hold them to a high standards. Over the years, since I started the company, I've had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people start with us. About a dozen have made it through, all the way through the beginning. And guess what? Those dozen people who have made it through, they're all multimillionaires. The hundreds who have come through the company and started with the company, They didn't make it. They couldn't stand the heat. As far as I'm concerned, when you go through our company, when you come join us, when you come join the 1% family, it's like you go into the Marine Corps, you go through the Navy SEALs. Everybody wants to do something. Everybody wants to achieve for greatness. Everybody wants to take their life for the next level until they have to do it. Until they have to actually do the work. Until they have to show up every day. Until they have to be disciplined. Until all of a sudden, something happens and some excuse that comes up. Are you going to be that guy who's going to make up excuses? Are you going to be that guy who's just going to go around and say you're going to do something and not going to do? The difference is what? Is discipline, is action, is everything that you're going to say you're going to do when all of a sudden you don't feel like saying to do it. That's why, every year at the end of the year, everybody starts their New Year resolution. Everybody starts their New Year resolution January 1st. The gym is packed. Everybody wants to lose weight. Everybody wants to get in shape. Same people who have done it for 20 years. They go there for 1 month, maybe 6 weeks, not even that. I think statistics show maybe 2 weeks. And guess what? They're right back to their old patterns. For something to change, something needs to change. And that's something that needs to be changed is you, your commitment, your discipline is until you get to that point that you say, you know what? I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. No more I ever want to do this life. No more as I ever want to go and be another day the way I am. Is that you? So I urge you to raise your standards. I urge you to become a 1%er. I urge you to accept nothing less but the best. You don't have to be the best, but you have to be your best version of you. You know what I mean? When I was competing in bodybuilding, I knew that the only person that could beat me is me. And I got on stage every single time and I brought my best package. I made sure I did all my training, all my cardio, all my dieting. I did everything that was supposed to go to a T. So there's no stones unturned. So when I stepped on stage, I knew that I brought my absolute best package. So if by any chance somebody beat me, they were just better. They were genetically better. They were just had more experience, had more years under their belt. But here's one thing you don't want to do. For example, if I skipped training, if I cheated on my diet, and I get on stage and somebody beat me, I would have been like, did they really beat me? Or did I really beat myself? And at the end of your life, you have to ask your question, did I really absolutely do my best? Did I absolutely become the best version of myself? Did I put everything online and became the highest and the best version of myself, for my family, and for everybody around me? Or did I cheat? Or did I take the easy route? Or I accepted mediocre? Or I was just complacent? And that's where you don't want to be. At the end, when you're taking your last breath, you want to ask yourself that question. I did everything that I could possibly do to become the highest version of myself.